We knew this guy Breeze when we were kids. He came up with Ghost. He said the kid had the ability to disappear. Never saw him coming, you never saw him leave.
See, some people know how to win. They always win. See, that's me. No matter what, nothing can stop me from winning. Because I swear to God, Tasha, nothing is gonna stop me. Least of all you.
There are some people who are just unstoppable. Do you think we could have fewer secrets between us?
Yes, Ramona. I'm moving on with her. Tasha, what I'm saying is I release you from our marriage. Okay? You can go be Tasha Green. You can go live your life, the life you want to live. I won't be in it. I'll be no part of it. I got a whole new life ahead of me. No one can stop me now. A fresh start.
What's good YouTube, it's your boy MVT and welcome back to the What MVT Thinks channel where we talk about everything movie and TV shows related. Now in today's video I'm back with another power video and we're going to be talking about how Ghost is still alive. You could say this is part 3, but we're going to be talking about Ramona in particular and how I feel like she actually helped Ghost fake his death and she was a big part of the master plan. So without wasting any time, let's just dive straight into it. Ramona was actually introduced into the series at around, I think it was episode 2 season 6 or episode 3 season 6, but she definitely came in season 6 and straight away we saw Ghost take to her. Them two had really good chemistry and they got along very well, and in my opinion straight off the jump it was kind of clear that they both kind of liked each other, or at least had a little thing for each other just straight from the jump. And what I also feel like helped that relationship between them two as well is their hate for Rashad Tate. Both of them despise Rashad Tate. Obviously she don't like him because he's always trying to come onto her and he's always wanting to have sex with her and stuff like that. And Ghost don't like Rashad Tate because he just looks kind of down on him and he thinks that he's better than him, when we all know that Ghost is the smarter one out of both of them. So both of them don't really like Tate, and I feel like them two not liking Tate kind of brought them together a bit in the series. We also see them try and outsmart him and outplay him and eventually kick him off the campaign and move on with the campaign together, like how they probably wanted it from the start. Now as the episodes go on and we get closer to the end of the season, I feel like it's really easy to tell that they had both fallen in love with each other. Even just by the way that they used to look at each other, it was really obvious that they were both in love. I feel like Ramona could honestly see all the good and potential in James / Ghost. She already knew that he had a past. She obviously knew that he grew up being a corner boy. She knew that he was arrested for killing Greg Knox, even though that he obviously beat that murder charge and he obviously didn't go down for that crime. He was still arrested for it and it's still a part of his past. Not to mention all of the people that actually discredit him. For example, the first time he introduced Ramona to Tariq, and Ramona was basically telling Tariq that his dad's going to become the new lieutenant governor, Tariq basically turned around and said, well, don't you need to run a background check for that? Basically just giving off the vibe that she doesn't actually know the real James St. Patrick and that there's a lot of hidden truths behind the man himself. Same thing that Rashad Tate tried to do. The amount of times throughout the series when he actually approached Ramona and said you don't know who the real James is and you don't know who he is, even down to the point where she had a conversation with Paz and Paz said the exact same thing. You don't know who this man is. Why do you love him? Why do you care about him? For me, I just feel like she honestly didn't care. I feel like she knew that there was a darker side to James. She just didn't know the extent of the darker side. And even if she did, I just don't feel like she cared that much. As I said, she saw all the good in him and all the potential. She saw what he could be and didn't care about what he was. And that's why I believe she actually went and approached James and asked him, can we have less secrets between us? For me, this is a huge turning point and this is where the main theory comes in. As I said, they were really in love with each other. I honestly believe that. Ghost was definitely in love with her anyway. For him, she is the perfect woman. Literally, Ramona is the perfect woman for James St. Patrick. Maybe not for Ghost. For me, Tasha is the best woman for Ghost. But for James St. Patrick, Ramona is definitely the most perfect woman. I mean, they're in the same field, they want the same things out of life, they definitely have good chemistry. She's smart and she knows how to handle herself in that type of environment. He was even gonna divorce Tasha for her. And I don't think people really understand how big this actually is. Just look at it from this perspective. how much did he actually love Angela? He loved Angela loads. Everyone knows this. They had an affair for about 3 or 4 seasons, and he still didn't divorce Tasha for Angela. But it comes to Ramona now, and about 5 or 6 episodes go by, and he's fully ready to move on with Ramona and divorce Tasha. Now for me, I feel like that's showing us something. That shows us the chemistry, and that shows us what they mean to each other. I honestly feel like she ticks all of the boxes for James. I just feel like the only thing he needs to know from her side is that he can trust her 1000%, because without being able to trust her, they're not going to get anywhere. And I feel like that's when she confronted him asking about the trust and if they can, you know, lessen the secrets between them, I believe that he definitely might have opened up a little bit at that point in time. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that he would have told her everything, because I highly doubt that, but I definitely believe that he would have told her enough for her to get a good picture of him and what he's going through at that specific point in time. Obviously, we know that he had a lot of people after him. He had a lot of people that wanted him dead. He was well aware of that. I feel like he would have told her that he knows people want him dead. He knows that people are planning on killing him, and he knows that people have made plans on his life already. And I feel like it could have went one of two ways. He could either have told her about the plan, asked her to do certain things to help the plan, or he could have told her that basically this is what's going on, and then she could have initiated the plan and said, look, if that's what's happening, we need to fake your death to protect you at all costs. Now, I personally don't feel like this is too over exaggerated, just simply because of all the information that we currently know. So I'm going to break everything down. So obviously, we know that they both love each other. We know that Ramona wants him to succeed, and she wants him to be the best version of James that he can possibly be. Now, what do we also know? We know that that night at the club, after they had their last little discussion, we never saw her leave the club, which is a big indication that she could have easily have stayed behind and helped with the plan, which they could have discussed at that period of time. Now, let's also not forget about James's associate, the one that helped him with Jason's murder. He could have easily have been working alongside Ramona. They could have had a plan in place where he would drive the ambulance to Truth as soon as she calls him to tell him that someone has shot, or whatever the plan was has taken place, and then that's why he was able to get there ASAP. Because let's not forget, that ambulance was there in record-breaking time. No one had called the ambulance, for one, which is a very big thing. No one called the ambulance, right? But as soon as Tariq leaves Truth at the back door, the ambulance is taken off. So already there must have been a play in place for the ambulance to be there, because there's no way an ambulance would have got to the scene of the crime, put the body in the back of the ambulance, and then driven off in the time that it takes Tariq to go to the bathroom, change his clothes, and leave the back of Truth. It's just not happening. I'm not hearing it. We also have to remember that someone was there to turn off the cameras, because there was no footage of the club when Ghost was shot, and we get told this in the investigation, I think in one of the episodes after that, that there was no footage of the club when Ghost was actually shot. So clearly someone was there to turn off the cameras. That could have been Ramona being there to turn off the cameras, or she might have taken the cameras and all of the footage and the evidence with her when she left with Ghost or whatever. But I definitely believe that her staying there and we not seeing her leave Truth is definitely a big clue and a big indication that she might be a part of this big master plan that Ghost definitely does have, because he definitely is alive. Now let's move on to the fact that Ramona actually never attended Ghost's funeral. Now personally, I find this really strange, because they were definitely in love with each other, and if not in love, they definitely had strong feelings for each other. So if you've got strong feelings for someone and then you find out they die, the least you are going to do is attend their funeral. That is a fact. The least you're going to do is attend their funeral. So where was she? We even had Rashad Tate there. And as I said, even if it's not to do with love and whatever, at the end of the day, they were still business partners. So wouldn't you go to your business partner's funeral? I mean, that's a big question mark for me. I feel like the reason she wasn't at the funeral was because she was with him, helping him hide out or helping him relocate or something like that. But for me, there's a big question mark on why you're not at the funeral, because you just would go to the funeral. It's the only thing that would make sense. Now, just adding on to that as well, not only didn't we see her at the funeral, but we pretty much didn't see her throughout the rest of the series after that one little conversation that they had at Truth before he obviously got shot. We did see her again, which was for about 30 seconds where she was speaking to Rashad Tate, but that's pretty much it. After that, we didn't see her. We haven't heard anything from her, from production or anything. So it leaves me with this: where has she disappeared to? and why did her story just end like that? So for me, there's too many unanswered questions, and the relationship that they had together definitely does make me believe that she could have been a part of Ghost's plan. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be going with this theory. This is the theory that I mostly believe, that she had help with Ghost's associate to help move the body as soon as possible, or help move Ghost as soon as possible, and then fake his death. I definitely believe that, but let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. If you guys feel like there's anything important that I missed about these two relationship, do let me know in the comment section below. And I am currently watching the whole of Power from season 1 to season 6 again, and what I'm currently doing as I'm watching them, I'm taking every single clue that I get that might indicate Ghost faking his death or disappearing or anything like that, and I'm gonna compile it into one long video after I finish all of the 6 seasons. And I can't lie to you guys, I'm on season 2 already, and I've got about a minute of footage already, so I'm telling you, it's gonna be a loaded video and it's gonna be really good. So if you guys like the sound of that, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And if you guys did like this video, please do share it on your social media channels, and do think about subscribing to the channel, as it really does help me out. Anyways guys, that's it for me. It's been your boy MVT for MVT Thinks, and I'm out. Peace.
There are some people who are just unstoppable.